Hello and welcome to the penultimate park on the Devon and Cornwall trip, although now I am just in Devon. There's only 2 parks in Cornwall now, and this is Crealy. So this used to be the sister park to Camel Creek. They both used to be Crealy, but now they just own this park and they have invested quite a bit. I think this is going to be the busiest day because they've got a new ride opening today, which is Rotor, a new Zamperla Air Race, and it's currently one of only 2 operating in the UK because Drayton Manors has been closed all season so far. I don't know whether it's going to open later this year now because, well, we're kind of past halfway through the season, so I don't know what's going on with Drayton's Air Race. It seemed to be put together and then taken apart again, but we have got a brand new one in the UK. So I think they advertised it as like a UK first. I think it's just a UK first, like modern, slightly revised version of an air race. It's not really a UK first. It's a first inverting ride in the southwest, but it's definitely not a UK first. And you've also now got the tallest ride in the southwest. Of course, they're all family parks around here, so nothing's going to be huge. But this is the former Magma from Poulton's Park. I was gutted when they announced they were removing this. I mean, yeah, they would have had to have done a bit of new theming on it because it didn't really fit with the aesthetic of, you know, because it had the lights. I mean, they've removed the lights down the side of it now, and they would have had to have done some repainting. I think it would have fit in Valgard. Poulton's doesn't have a proper big drop tower now. I mean, they had one for years with Jumping Bean, and then they put Magma in, and then when they removed Jumping Bean, you still had Magma, and then now there's just nothing. You've just got windmill towers. I just wish they had a slightly bigger one, but it does mean Crealy managed to get a new ride, and I imagine if they had to buy this from scratch, you know, brand new, they probably would have only got one new ride for this year. So it does benefit Crealy. It does benefit one of the smaller parks. So I'm looking forward to getting back on there. I know that it should be better than Croc Drop still. Croc Drop's quite disappointing when I went on it, so this should definitely be better than that. But yeah, it has been a few years since I went on Magma. It doesn't have the theme in at the bottom anymore, the big volcano, but they have put like a little pirate village with the op cabin in. Yeah, I've got 3 coasters. You've got Maximus, which is a Vekoma. It's not a Vekoma Mine, it's got the Mine Train ride vehicle, but it's a Vekoma Junior coaster. Slightly different layout to the Rhino at West Midlands Safari Park. You've got the Twister, which is an SBF Visa Wild Mouse, spinning Wild Mouse. I've never done one of the SBF ones before. I don't think they're as fast as the Zamperla ones or the Revolutions, but they're a bit smoother, I think. And then there's the, well, Shark Bay, but I've got my own name for it. So when I go in, that's in one of the indoor, well, it's in the main indoor area. There's a couple of indoor areas. The other one is more for like the walkthrough, because they've got Suttyland here, which is their IP kids area. And there's an indoor part of Suttyland which is more for like the walkthrough, which is like the Thomas exhibition at Drayton Manor, where they've got all the Sutty puppets like the original ones. So that's something that this park, it's quite new really, Suttyland. There's 3 rides open. One of the rides has been shut all season, which is Sutty's Magic Bus, which is a crazy bus. I'm not really sure what's wrong with that, but the other 3 rides are open. And then you've got the indoor section, and then Atlantis is the other one. So it's a bit like Twin Lakes in that respect, although the indoor areas aren't as big as Twin Lakes, but they are probably better themed. Although Twin Lakes' is new rethemed pirate area does look quite well themed. But yeah, so that's where the other coaster is in Atlantis. And then yeah, there's a log flume, there's a water slide. So there's a lot to do. This is the biggest park in the southwest, the one with the most investment. Whether it be my favourite, Milky Way is a high competitor for my favourite park of this trip. I'm not sure if it'll beat the uniqueness of Milky Way because it's more of a traditional park, but then at the same time it's probably the one that'll fill a day with rides, because obviously the other rides-based one I did was Camel Creek. That didn't really fill a day. This will. Yeah, Camel Creek could do with that a little bit more for... I mean, it's not like a full-on half day like Wheelgate is, but you would have to drag it to be like to spend the whole day, especially when it's open late. I mean, obviously I did something else on the morning as well, but I didn't stay till it closed. So yeah, whereas I feel like this is more of like a full day park. It is sort of like the southwest version of Paulton's, really. Obviously not as big, not as developed, but I think the way that it's kept, the way that it's the standout park here, and the atmosphere already feels like a mini Paulton's, really. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to be like. Hopefully it's not too busy though. Good positioning. Oh yeah. There we go.
Sunglasses and bags in the storage racks provided.
Here we go. Tidal wave, but not that one. Yeah, the queue for Twister is quite long. There's maybe about half an hour. I mean, long for a small park anyway. The queue for this wasn't that bad, maybe 15-20 minutes. It moved a bit quicker. But yeah, this is tidal wave. Obviously, it's not the one at Thorpe Park. You don't get that wet on it at all. Because unfortunately the log flume was closed at Camel Creek. And that's just a standard layout one. But you do get wetter on that. I think you get quite wet, so that was a shame. I missed that one, but here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. It's nice if you want to cool down but not really get that wet. It's just like a spray. Yeah. I'm good. I'm not wet. Well, I'm wet, but it's more of a than just a light sprinkle. But it's like, yeah, heavy sprinkle. Big Drop's pretty good size though, and it's got that building around it, which is pretty. I like how it's got a building. I mean, it's just literally a sound barrier, but you know, it looks nice. So it's an extra little bit of. It's not themed, but it's an extra little, you know, little extra level of things added to the ride. The station's nice though. Yeah, because the sound barrier on the first drop's just like a wall on the side. Here we go. Down the tunnel. Hey! Oh yeah, yeah. I think that was a lighter sprinkle than the first drop. Yeah, it's good if you want to cool down. Not great if you want to get like drenched, but I mean, I suppose it's, you know, it's better for any weather in the UK, really. The station is really well themed though. It's a bit like Morgar Station, really. Here we are. I could be the first person to film. Oh. Here we go. So this is the most thrilling ride on the trip, Zamperla Air Race. Brand new. The first ride I've ever done on its opening day. I'm not counting Nemesis because that was already 30 years old, or almost 30 years old when it reopened. So, you know, here we go. And the one at Drayton Manor is still shut, so this is the first one I've done this season despite having an annual pass for Drayton Manor. Whee! The cycle looks fair considering the queue, you know. I think weirdly being on the side is worse than just flipping all the way over. Oh wow! Whee! There we go. Whee! Oh, there we go. Getting a bit of force now. There we go. See, I don't know if Coaster Dad's been on this yet, but I might be the first person to film it. So whether I'm the first person to put the vlog up on YouTube is another question, but oh wow. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, that was good. It's just nice to be able to get on one. You know, they're sort of doing the same audience as Paulton's, got a few more thrill rides. In fact, Paulton's could get one of these. I think Blackpool. Just get one of these to replace Skyforce. Please don't replace it with a hotel expansion.
And then we are brave fighters, so we'll get to undo your seatbelts. Hope you had a fantastic time, yeah?
All the ones have rockets in.
The rocket. Wild this time. Okay.
We're all good, Phil, thank you. Everyone ready?
This is like the one at Camel Creek, but straight down. Hey! I got lucky with that.
Are we ready?
Yeah!
Bit delayed, but are we ready?
Yeah!
There we go. Hold on tight. Prepare yourselves. And say hi to the seagulls for me.
If you... Yeah! Caravans! Caravans watch. I mean, it's kind of right in the middle of the park, so you can see everything. Hey! Oh! Oh, we got 2 drops. Hey! Oh. Hey! Oh. Yeah, there we go. Probably used to be longer, but they probably can go longer when it's quiet. So.
Ready? Bit delayed, but are we ready? Yeah! There we go. Hold on tight. Prepare yourselves. And say hi to the seagulls for me.
That's the old one, is that? That's the first one, that is. No. Huh? I can't hear you. Let's see it. Well done. On the wall. Look at the shop. That's set.
Oh no, this guy.
That's 50 years.
What's his name? Yeah, Matthew. So Matthew Richards. I remember Matthew. I remember Richards.
Well, Harry, then Andrew,
That literally was bubble wrap. Sorry,
basically a tame demolition derby. It doesn't swap sides like a lot of them do. It's not bad though. Yeah, it's just a spinning platform essentially. Hey. I thought if I'm going to come on one ride in Suttyland, it's going to be this. Yeah, I'm going to do the pirate ship and the little train ride, and then I'll see where I'm at. I'll do the wave swing. If I get chance, I'll do Maximus again. And there's the wave swinger, but yeah. Yeah, I'm not spinning at all. I'm just on the outside, so. But yeah, it's just a collection of flat rides in this area because obviously the main attraction's the walk through. But the fact they've got this and Atlantis, you know, 2 kids areas. In terms of rides, you don't really need anything else. It's colourful, it's nice, it's well themed, well kept. Yeah, it's a nice tame one for kids, really. Because I'm not really, obviously the platform's spinning, but I'm not spinning at all. It's quite smooth though. I suppose you get that jolt if you swap platforms. I did the other one in Thomasland a few weeks ago when I wasn't vlogging. There we go.
Next time what?
Sit in there.
There we go. It's good.
I've got this one.
Yeah, it goes up. South Sea. but there's just a bit more to them than like a tame flat ride, you know. It's something more interesting for kids to do. Or anyone, because I'm on here. To be honest, it's quite roomy. In the carriages, you just have to sit sort of, you know, alternating sides. And it's a 2-lap special as well. I know it's quite like a couple of enthusiasts seem to be working here, because there's someone with a smiler tattoo, and then the operator on here noticed my Flamingo Land t-shirt under my GoPro harness, so that's quite impressive. Yeah, the seagulls. Yeah, there's a little indoor section. It's not like a full-on dart ride, but you know. Oh, warthog. Yeah, there's Izzy Wizzy Let's Get Dizzy. They're actually playing Vic Reeves on the soundtrack. I do like the soundtracks here. They've got some themed audio. I feel like these lights should be on. That'd be a bit better, like with Tunnel and Maximus. Got a snake and a lion there. I'm guessing that's just. It just looks like a storage room, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, if they had the lights on, it'd add a bit to the tunnel, but you know. Nice little ride. We've only got the wave swinger to do, and then I'll try and get on Maximus one last time before I go. I haven't done badly, considering how busy it is. All I've lost out on is re-rides. I think that's the only thing I would have got if I went on a quieter day. But I don't think there's any rides that I've missed out. So maybe I would have done a couple of extra things. You know, I would have done the other 2 flats in Suttyland. There are actually 4 rides in Suttyland, but the Zamperla Crazy Bus is shut at the moment, and it's all blocked off. In fact, I think it might just be the op cabin. I think the ride's actually in a storage area somewhere, which is a shame. But yeah, I think this should be with the log flume, really. You can make a little safari. I think they've got a few themed areas, and then they've just got a few rides that are kind of themed individually, you know. All the rides, apart from, well, Twister's got a theme, it's just not got much theming around it. There's a few little facts in the queue line though, proving the Coriolis effect is real. But yeah, could do with a couple of little bits of props and stuff around, but most of the other rides they've just got their own, they're either part of a whole themed area, or they've just got their own individual identity. So yeah, I would say it's a theme park because there are themed areas, and the theming's pretty good as well. A lot of little details to look at, you know.
All loose articles are secured, including hats and glasses. Now, hold on tight as we begin our takeoff and prepare to soar through the sky.
I'm pretty sure the audio for this was recorded a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. This is kind of a relic in Camel Creek, because obviously they have this look to them. It's a bit of a Crealy staple. So when Camel Creek was owned by Crealy, is this a bit more forceful than the Camel Creek? I'm sure that one was clockwise as well, and this one's anti-clockwise. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of like they have them painted in this colour scheme, so that's still the same. I don't know if it's still got the Crealy logo on it, because this one still says Crealy's Great Adventure, which is the old name of the park. Whereas obviously Camel Creek was Cornwall's Crealy's Great Adventure, I think, something like that. This was always kind of the main one. In fact, both parks opened the same year, but Camel Creek was owned by John Broome back then. And I think this is always Crealy, so I think they just bought that park and turned it into one of their own. Yeah, it's a bit forceful. So maybe it's a bit more forceful than Camel Creek. But yeah, I'll see if I can fit Maximus in one last time. That's obviously, you know, I think that's my favourite ride here. Rotor maybe, if it's, you know, quieter, you get a longer ride on there, but I don't know. You don't see those Vekoma Junior coasters as much as other junior coasters, so not in the UK anyway. There's a lot of Zeras, which I like Zeras anyway. If anything that's not a Caterpillar is more unique, but yeah, the Vekoma ones just aren't that common for some reason, even though I've got quite a few Vekoma coasters. That one is well themed. When the theming was done years ago, because it used to have a Mexican theme, you can kind of still tell. But the Roman theme, what other rides are Roman themed, you know? So I like how they've done that.
Please remain seated until the ride has come to a complete stop. Follow the instructions of the ride operator, and do not attempt to undo your safety chains until told to do so.
Yeah, so that's the last ride I need to do, and I'll see what time it is. I should have time to at least get Maximus in and then probably leaving, because the rides do shut 15 minutes, well the queue's shut. I imagine that's just so that the, you know, because it's a smaller park, so that all the queues will be done by the time we get to 5 o'clock, or most of them. So the only thing I haven't done is the other water slide. I just did the one straight down, but that's more unique than the bumpy one anyway. And that's it, and I'd say I've had a really good day. Some of the staff do that. I've gotten everything. I did just end with a re-ride on Maximus. It's just a well-paced family coaster, that. I mean, it's my favourite ride at the park, I'd say. I was nearer the front this time as well, so there's a bit more hang time. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the highlights. And of course, it's the last coaster cred of the trip. I also made it the last coaster that I've ridden on this trip, and it's also the oldest coaster in Devon. So that's quite fit. It's not necessarily the oldest ride in the southwest, because I'm pretty sure that Morgar is older, but Morgar was up in, you know, up north before, really. So so it's only been in Cornwall for 16 years. Whereas Maximus is 26 years old this year. So but yeah, I've enjoyed getting on both new rides. Well, obviously one's not really new to me because I did ride it at Poulton's, and it's a good drop down, you know. Yeah, I mean, anything's better than Crop Drop, I think. Crop Drop's got the theming going for it, but yeah, it is quite disappointing. But yeah, you get some nice views from the top of just the whole, because it's basically in the middle of the park, so you can see all the way around the park. Yeah, so that was pretty good. Rotor, I mean, I do like an air race. I think of like the air races, the Lightning 360 model, and the Gerstlauer Skyfly. The air race is my favourite. Interestingly, the one that you don't get to control the inversions on, but I mean, it's just the most comfortable, I think. Or at least, you know, it's comfortable. You get inversions. It's not like Skyforce where you get... The problem is with Skyforce, it needs high winds to work properly, and obviously you don't want to be at Blackpool Pleasure Beach when it's high winds, because you won't get on the big one. So you don't, and then you go on there and it's low wind and you can't get any inversions on it. Whereas I think the air race is just you know, it's the best of both worlds, really. Yeah. I've done all the different flat rides around the park, all the main ones anyway. The Sooty experience, it is very similar to the Thomas experience, but you know, it's got like, well, I suppose the Thomas one has got like a bit of, although that's more, the history is more in the queue for Winston. I don't know why that's not in the experience actually, like the walkthrough. But yeah, it's a bit, there were a few people in there. It was a bit tucked away though. Here, so maybe it could be signposted better. And the entrance to it is kind of on the wrong side because you're going backwards through the eras at the beginning. So really, the entrance should be at the other side, and then you go round, and then you obviously go forwards through the different presenters of Sooty. I think there's been 4 presenters over the years, but yeah, so that's their kids area, and it's that means the only kids area I need to do that's IP based now in the UK is Paw Patrol at Chessington, which I wasn't a fan of when it was first announced, but to be honest, I think it seems to be popular enough, interestingly. So yeah, you know, you've got Shark Bay. It's a blow high themed coaster. Not intentionally. It's basically this, I mean, I'm sure some people might already know about this, but it's this IKEA shark that ended up becoming like a trans icon, and everyone has one, and it's like this comfort thing, and it's a bit of an analogy as well. So, and then because IKEA's Swedish and Sweden is amazing, they did a trans colours version of the shark. So that's what the blow high, that's why I'm going to call it Blow High the ride. It's because it is literally a blue shark. So have you ever ridden a blow high? No. I have. So yeah, so that was great. And that themed area, I mean, they have got themed areas and also themed rides. Like it is a theme park because it's got 3 themed areas. You got the pirate area, the underwater area, and Sooty Land. And then obviously there's like 1 dinosaur ride, there's 1 safari, well there's 1 safari ride and then 1 jungle ride, which would fit well together if they were part of an area. So maybe the train could be moved to next to the log flume, and then you can put something else where the train is, because I think that'd make a decent themed area. I mean, I don't think the areas have names, it's just that there's some where there's a collection of rides in one area with the same theme, and then there's other ones where it's just kind of odd. There's just 1 ride on its own with a, you know, it's well themed, but it's not, and the dinosaur ride is not in a whole dinosaur area, it's just a dinosaur ride that's well themed, but it's just on its own. So I don't know if they're going to work on the themed areas, because I mean, like Rotor's a steampunk theme and it's not in a steampunk area. Yeah, I mean the stage is like safari themed, so that's kind of fitting in with the train. I mean, you could have like a separate jungle theme, I suppose, but yeah, you could retheme the slide to a jungle theme because it doesn't really have any theming. The Twister, you could make it Jungle Twister, maybe repaint the track, but you don't have to. I mean, they've repainted Maximus a couple of times now, so yeah, so it is kind of, it's probably the most themed park I've done on this trip. Although Milky Way, like Ziggy on its own, is really well themed, but in terms of the areas, you know, it's not all themed areas. There's a lot of rides that are just individually themed, but the theming quality on them is really good, and the park's well kept, it's clean. Nothing looks run down or tired, which even the Gulliver's parks, I love the Gulliver's parks, they sometimes fall victim to, you know, all this, you know, the buildings can look a little bit tatty sometimes, and then obviously they're always doing work on them, but there's a lot of things that were left a while ago and they've finally got an engineer to work on them, but you know, it is going to take time, so hopefully they do get round to it. They seem to be focusing a lot on Matlock in recent years. I think Milton Keynes needs to be next. Warrington's had a bit done, but yeah, Milton Keynes looks really tired. But yeah, this place, it's well kept. I think they've kept on top of it for longer, so that's why. But yeah, so I'd say it's possibly, it's hard. I think this might be my second favourite park, because Milky Way, I've got a soft spot for Milky Way. I think in terms of a unique experience, it's not really like any other park in the UK, or that I'm aware of anywhere really. So Milky Way might still edge it as the top, but I think this is better than Camel Creek. A Big Sheep was also quite, I mean, it's difficult. Obviously Watermouth Castle, I didn't quite have as good of a day as I should have done there because of the night before. But it's between this and Milky Way. I'd say Milky Way would edge it, but I think this is second. It would be hard to rank them though. But I think I put Big Sheep, then I put, maybe I put Springfields and then Camel Creek. Or maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Camel Creek just was quite, it's good if you've got kids. I just don't think it stood out as much as the other parks, whereas this has really filled the day. So this definitely edges it over Camel Creek, but it's quite hard. I haven't been to a bad park, and they're all quite close. I just think Milky Way's up there. I think this and Milky Way have been my favourites so far. Obviously we'll have to see about Diggerland tomorrow, which is the final park. Of course that's not a very traditional theme park, and I've done the Durham one, so I've got something to compare these to. But obviously I like Diggerland, so I'm going to get to drive some big diggers again and ride on some big diggers. You know, Spin Dizzy is one of the most intense flat rides you're going to find, because it's just such a unusual ride system. I think, you know, those motors aren't designed to be a ride, so it's, yeah, the forces on it are pretty intense. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But from Crealy, in the last sort of traditional park, that is it for this trip. And yeah, next time I go to a traditional park, it'll probably be back at possibly Drayton Manor again, if I go in during the week. If not, I don't know. I'm going to Llandudno at some point, which has got a toboggan run, but they've got rid of the little mine train they used to have. Oh yeah, I am going to Babylon Park, so it'll probably be Babylon Park, which is an expensive park. So yeah, but it's it looks all right. It's sort of like the indoor area here, really. But they do like, I think they do like wristbands or like a day ticket now, but it's ridiculously expensive, so I'll have to make the most of that while I'm there. There's a coaster there, there's a few flat rides, but yeah, so that'll be probably the next like major place that I go. But I might squeeze in Drayton Manor at some point as well, and then I'm going to Blackpool soon as well, so I will get to ride a Victus, so that's upcoming as well. So yeah, but yeah, next will be Diggerland, Devon.